Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs up against the Toronto Raptors at Air Canada Center. Taking a look at Toronto, these guys have been rolling. They've won 8 of their last 10.
Tell them sit down.
The Raptors look to take charge at the Air, and we've got time for a quick.
Well, Kevin, one of the...
That shared experience and corporate knowledge, so important, DA. Thank you.
When you think about a great system and great execution, you think of the San Antonio Spurs. Not the most athletic team. You won't see a bunch of dunks or fast break points. If you love the game, you have to admire how they get things done.
And the starting group for the Spurs. Aldridge is at the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Manu is at the 2 with Leonard playing the 3. And it's Parker in at the point. Aldridge, good.
And the handles of Aldridge enabling him to do anything he wants anywhere on the court.
And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's his first foul.
That's something you hate. You're trying to come in with an aggressive mindset, and that early foul could take you right out of it.
Miles against Leonard. Ibaka sets the pick for Lowry. For 3, buries it from three-point range. Lowry's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
A nice three-point shooter. Kyle Lowry extends the defense, trying to cover him. You get a chance to see the elite court vision there. Excellent pass.
Ibaka with a screen on Parker. Lowry kicks to Ibaka. Back to Lowry. Three-pointer, and the Raptors hit again from deep.
If Lowry gets his feet set under him on a catch and shoot like that, the odds are it'll go in.
Valanciunas against Gasol. Rebound by the Raptors. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still their ability to stay composed was impressive.
When things come too easy, it's easy to lose focus, but they held each other accountable and played hard.
Now Gasol following the miss by Kyle Lowry from deep. Here's Leonard, and the rejection by Valanciunas.
You see the length of Valanciunas on display with that block. Just went up and got it.
And Miles kicks to Lowry. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's foul number 2 for him. Mills, he's checked in for Parker. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Poked loose, and so the ball's out of bounds. Ginobili touched it last. And Valanciunas, far from a finished product, Steve. His coaches and teammates feel he will get better, but in your opinion, where does he need to improve?
I think on the defensive end, he does a nice job of blocking shots, but I would love to see him in rotations, being able to be there a little bit earlier. And then on the offensive end, extend his range a little bit more and also have somewhat of a go-to move down on the low block.
Toronto's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Lowry kicks to Ibaka. To the paint. Rejected by Gasol.
And for his career among active players, Pau Gasol top 3 in block shots.
Toronto, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Here's Valanciunas. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Spurs trail by 6. Aldridge kicks to Leonard. Ginobili the pass to Gasol. Inside, here's Leonard. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Finding the man who broke free. The great vision of Pau Gasol making that play happen.
It's Miles on the wing. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Here's the screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And Valanciunas kicks to Lowry. From deep. Again, the miss by Lowry. Lowry's gone 2 for 5 tonight. Leonard dishes to Aldridge. Over Ibaka. And it's Aldridge missing.
And guys, there's a lot to like here defensively. That shot almost ends up in the stand.
And he was not quite in position to block the shot, but the result is all the same.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
The Raptors shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
And how about as a group, 80% on the season, one of their best attributes.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Nogueira, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Pascal Siakam comes in for Serge Ibaka. Powell, he's checked in for C.J. Miles. And it's DeLon Wright in for DeMar DeRozan. Green against Wright. Mills passes to Gay. And Anderson kicks to Gay. Right side, Green. And stolen by Wright. 54 seconds left in the first quarter. And the Raptors looking for a way to break through the East. Smitty, how do they get past the Cavaliers?
I don't know, Kevin. That's the question. As long as LeBron James stands in their way, it won't be easy. DeMar DeRozan said it himself. The key will be finding another star. In today's NBA, you need at least 3 stars to win.
The Spurs making a switch here. Murray's checked in.
I like the extra pass. We know Rudy's a shooter first, but he also understands what this offense requires.
Powell with the screen. And Lowry gets double teamed. A 3-ball. Rebound by Murray. Spurs trail by 4. 7-second difference. Shot and game clock. Gay dishes to Murray. Feeds to Laverne. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Fast break Toronto. Here's Wright. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. So far in the game, he's 0 of 2 at the line. Free throw drops for Wright. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Man, they are just living at the line.
And Laverne kicks to Murray. Back to Laverne. Makes it off the glass.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Here's Lowry. Anderson with the block. And that concludes the first quarter of play. The Raptors out in front, up by 4. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. And Serge Ibaka, known for his shooting ability now, he talked about the confidence his teammates and his coach instilled in him.
He trusts you. Every time he passes the ball, when you don't shoot, he's...
Well, if you wonder how much difference a coach can make for a player, there it is. Huh?
You heard it in Serge's voice, too. That confidence has already been planted in him. That voice telling him, shoot the ball, is now in his own head. He's going to be just fine.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. What do you guys think about the Raptors here in this one?
I mean, a solid first quarter, especially looking at that plus turnover ratio.
Take care of the basketball, being disruptive on D. That combination has them out in front.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court for San Antonio, Murray and Green team up to make the backcourt. Laverne is out there with Anderson. And it's Gay in at the small forward position. Davis Bertans checks in for San Antonio. Parker comes in for Green. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's his third foul of the game. And you love to watch the players attack the rack. Everybody does. Smitty, who do you think are some of the best slashers right now in the NBA?
I think DeMar DeRozan, he does a great job of playing without the basketball. You see LeBron James, he has it in his hands, but when Kyrie has it, you see he slashes. Antetokounmpo, Andrew Wiggins, those are some of the guys that are the best in the business without the basketball.
Fun to watch him, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for Toronto. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Ginobili's checked in. Powell for three, and he's good on the three ball. Powell's got himself on the board with three there.
And you can see there, the defender allows himself to get picked.
You know, it's all about effort. Sometimes you're... going to get hit on hard screens. You just have to fight through them.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Raptors coach Dwayne Casey talked about the chemistry on his team. He said, we couldn't be better. There's no ego, no hidden agendas. Guys understand their roles. Kyle Lowry told me, we're a complete team, 15 deep, and we really mean that. You never know whose time it's going to be. Kevin?
And DA depth is a crucial part of any team's success. Knowing you can rely on your teammates to step up is huge. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen. We get a moment now to view the league's stingiest defenses. Number one, the Spurs.
It's the hallmark of a strong defensive team. When you can keep your opponents to such a low point total, it shows you are setting the pace.
And the Raptors making a change here. Ibaka's checked in. San Antonio also making some changes. Aldridge comes in for Laverne, and Kawhi Leonard subbed in for Anderson.
Common occurrence for Leonard. Once he makes his way to the rim, Kawhi levels up.
Powell kicks to Ibaka. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul.
And still early in the period, and they're only one foul away from being over the limit.
Some changes for Toronto. Jonas Valanciunas comes in for Nogueira, and it's C.J. Miles in for Norman Powell.
The improvement in patience, awareness. You can see why Kawhi Leonard's assist totals have grown over the years. Kawhi Leonard, a stifling defensive presence, both individually and in help situation. He's a difference maker.
Here's DeRozan. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. That one on Ginobili. And Kawhi Leonard, nicknamed the Claw for his enormous hands. He uses them to pile up steals.
You know what's crazy, Kevin? He has worked hard to improve the strength in his hands too. Catching and throwing medicine balls. Ball handlers beware. You show him the ball and it's gone.
Mills, he's checked in for the Spurs. Here's DeRozan, and the rejection by Leonard.
Strong instincts and positioning. Kawhi read that shot all the way.
And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That's his first foul. San Antonio trailing here. Ginobili the pass to Aldridge. He kicks to Leonard. Ginobili outside. No good that time. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. They beat the Spurs during their last encounter in San Antonio.
And really brought an impressive physicality to that matchup, drawing a ton of fouls, and of course, went on to win it.
They forced the issue and made the defense hack them to death last game. I'm sure they'll try to mirror that same attack in this one. Nice interior passing, and then the strong finish.
Aldridge can't get it to go.
That's one of his shots in his arsenal, but it was terrific rim protection.
Right dishes to DeRozan. It's rebounded by Leonard.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Aldridge, no luck.
Ooh, that's the one when you watch the film back, he's going to cringe. He couldn't ask for a better opportunity.
Right outside. Pass to Ibaka. To the inside. It's tipped. Ginobili with the steal. Leonard kicks to Mills. It's Ginobili on the wing. Back to Aldridge. Goes up the baseline. Toronto grabs the miss. Ibaka's got his third rebound tonight. Here's DeRozan, and it's sent back by Aldridge.
The length and anticipation of Aldridge, a tough combo to score against.
And he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Some changes for Toronto. Siakam is checked in for Ibaka. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Wright. San Antonio also making some changes. Pau Gasol is checked in for Leonard. Gay comes in for Bertans. And it's Green in for Manu Ginobili.
Kawhi Leonard, he's been a hand-in-glove fit with the Spurs culture. Quiet, not an attention seeker, but he's all about winning.
DeRozan passes to Lowry. Floats one, and he sinks the layup. Lowry's got 10.
Lowry showing how crafty he can be with that hoop inside.
Mills dishes to Aldridge. And Aldridge slams it in.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Screened by Valanciunas. A nice pick right there to get him right to the rack.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
That's what happens when you get an excellent screen like that. He had plenty of space to slash right toward the basket.
Count it. And it's a 5-point Raptor lead.
You know, he attracts a lot of defensive attention, and that enables Lowry to create open looks for his teammates.
Yeah, the onslaught continues. He's been unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
The momentum is building, scoring in a bunch of ways. That's why his number keeps getting called.
And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Raptors. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. The first quarter for the Raptors was fairly even. At the end of the period, they held a 4-point lead. They didn't stop fighting in the second quarter as they maintained most of their first quarter lead and now lead by 3 at the break. And taking a look at the Raptors, Kenny, what did you see? That's it for now as the second half.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need. Here's Ginobili. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Ibaka is the 4, and Valanciunas in the middle. Lowry and DeRozan are the 1 and the 2. They create so much offense. And it's Miles in at the 3 slot. They're the group for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. Leonard with the steal. In transition, here comes San Antonio. And there's Gasol. That's good on the assist by Leonard. Gasol's got 4 points this quarter.
See, what I like about this play, Pau Gasol makes a big effort to get up court. Then he gets rewarded for the effort.
And it's DeRozan missing. Looking at the last game for San Antonio, it was a win against Brooklyn.
And when you shoot a high percentage from distance, that gives you momentum and really keeps the opponent on the ropes.
It does. It keeps the crowd out of it. This is how you win on the road.
The Spurs making a switch here. Parker's checked in. And the Spurs with Pau Gasol and LaMarcus Aldridge up front. A huge front court, long front court. Steve, is that something they can stick with when teams like the Warriors go small?
No, I don't think so, Kevin. That's a challenge for them. Aldridge has to cover the 4 in those situations, and Gasol just doesn't have the lateral mobility at this point in his career. And when you think about a slasher, a guy who makes his living attacking off the dribble, no better example than DeMar DeRozan.
Norman Powell's checked in for C.J. Miles.
The veteran eyes see all. Frenchie with the tremendous look to make that play happen.
Lowry with the ball. He's picked up by Parker. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That'll be his second foul of the game. You know, Steve, DeRozan a great ball handler for his size. He can isolate or work in the pick and roll.
Does a nice job of coming off screens and rolls, being able to create for his teammates, and also a big-time slasher that can put you on a poster.
Nogueira's checked in for the Raptors. Anderson, he's checked in for San Antonio. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And they double up DeRozan. Three-pointer. The rebound by Anderson. Spurs leading by 4. It's Ginobili with the drive, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Ginobili's got his first 2 points.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Lowry kicks to DeRozan. A baseline J. And the Raptors miss again.
And they could have used that trying to cut into this league. He's been off all night.
Leonard, and it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got 3 assists in the game. The Raptors have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. And there's the call on Ginobili. That's his 3rd foul of the game. The Raptors making a switch here. White's checked in. Laverne, he's checked in for San Antonio. Bertans comes in for Manu Ginobili. Nogueira passes to DeRozan. Now, one thing about DeMar DeRozan, he lives in the gym.
I mean, people talk about that he's always working on his game. They talk about him in the offseason being in the lab with all different type of trainers. And the results, they speak for themselves.
Green, he's checked in for the Spurs. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
This is where he feels 100% comfortable taking all the free points he can get.
Here's Laverne. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. You know, Steve, it seems like players are getting more leeway to shoot, but the one thing coaches cannot stand are turnovers. It's been universal, and for the beginning of the game, talk about how you can cut those turnovers down.
I think for a lot of players, they have to come in and really start to go back to study film. That could definitely cut down turnovers. Next, I think it has to be something that really, it hurts you. I think a lot of guys turn it over and they're like, when we get to the next play, you got to turn the basketball over, and that has to hurt you. Then I think also a lot of guys make the simple play. Don't go for the fences. Go for the bunts, the singles, and if a guy's open, just give it to him in stride versus trying to create a play. A lot of guys sometimes over-dribble and overthink, just make the right basketball play.
And keeping your focus, I would think, too, just like in anything in regular life, keeping your focus on something has got to be just imperative.
And communication, you said it right. Focus, communication, that will cut down turnovers.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, it may not be the era of the center in the NBA, but Jonas Valanciunas has something to say about that. He said, I try to make sure they don't forget about centers. I'll keep reminding them. The league is full of guys that can do different things, but I still think you need a center that can rebound the ball and score in the low post. I agree. Kevin?
Well, the centers are still important, David. Good to see Valanciunas making his presence felt in the paint. Powell for 3. The shot will not fall. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Back to Green. Here's Anderson. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. And now a 12-point Spurs lead.
Those defenders just looked a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Rosen dishes to Nogueira. Wright sets a screen from Nogueira. Shot from the wing. DeMar DeRozan again. DeRozan's got 8 points in the quarter.
DeMar DeRozan, one of the best in the business in knocking down the mid-range jump shot.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
And you can see his wheels are turning. We'll see what he draws up here.
It's been an ongoing battle of adjustments, trying to identify your strongest matchup each time down the floor.
Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Toronto. C.J. Miles comes.
Perfect vision. Mills getting quicker these days at spotting the open man.
And Wright kicks to Siakam. Miles against Gay. The dish to Wright. Here's Powell. And another basket for Toronto.
And they are earning points with the jump shot now.
34 seconds left in the third quarter. Parker kicks to Laverne. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. It's deflected. Here's Wright. Here's Valanciunas. San Antonio with the rebound. Here's Gay. And it's Miles with the rebound. Here's Powell. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. And so it's San Antonio with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. We'll return shortly. Now let's take a listen on head coach Dwayne Casey.
Don't give in to their semi-fast break and get missed.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up. 2K Sports, happy to have you with us. And here's Lowry on the court right now for the Spurs. Aldridge is at the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Mills out there with Parker, and it's Gay in at the 3.
Something that's really evolved for Ibaka, the ability to absorb contact while maintaining control.
Knocked away. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. And here are the Raptors now, trailing here by 8. Lowry kicks to Ibaka. And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That's his first foul. Spurs on defense. Parker with the steal.
This is, and I think his coach would agree, unacceptable. One turnover in the first half, now multiple turnovers since the break. Too much.
And Mills kicks to Gasol. Pass to Aldridge. It's stolen by Ibaka. Outside Lowry. Second chance shot. He can't get that one. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. A jump hook. And Aldridge gets it to go on the assist by Mills. Aldridge has got 9 points here in the second half.
I'll tell you what, LaMarcus is rolling. Hard man to stop once he gets going.
Powell, the pass to Lowry. Back to Powell. Rejected by Gasol. Here's Parker. Lays it up off the glass. Parker's got the lead up to 12 now for the Spurs.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Powell dishes to Ibaka. Tipped away. And Lowry has it in the corner. It's good from long range.
And he isn't shy. Lowry assertive with the ball in his hand.
Gasol with it. Now Valanciunas defending.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. DeMar DeRozan. He's checked in for Powell. Then for the Spurs, Kawhi Leonard comes in for Rudy Gay. And it's Ginobili in for Patty Mills. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, well, Dwayne Casey just going over the game plan with his team down the stretch. He told them flat out, we are turning the ball over too much, guys. We can't keep making the hero ball play. Slow it down, run the offense, and make the safe pass. Back to you, Kevin.
Aldridge, no luck. Raptors trail by 8. To the middle. San Antonio with the rebound. Parker's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
Decent when he entered the league. Aldridge has turned himself into a phenomenal free throw shooter.
Both free throws good from Aldridge.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throw.
And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. And that'll be his third foul so far. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Ibaka, wide open, he fires. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. Lowry's got assist number 5 here tonight. Leonard with the ball. Now Valanciunas defending, and it's in there.
Great concentration by Aldridge. Lots of heat on him in there. Doesn't matter.
Lowry kicks to Miles. Here's DeRozan. Again, Toronto.
Wow, fired that bounce pass in there. Beautiful.
Spurs leading by 7. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Leonard with the steal. It's Aldridge penetrating. Here's Parker. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Parker's got 4 points in the quarter.
I love the effort there. Refuses to give up on that play.
Miles sets the screen for Lowry. Got a piece of it. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. For San Antonio, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor.
With authority, Pau Gasol turns up the aggressiveness. Always a good sign for this team.
Raptors trail by 11. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's his 5th foul. Spurs on defense. Ginobili with the steal.
How about the reaction time on that pass? Quick. And what good work there to get in the way of it.
A lot of time left for the Raptors in this one. And here's Miles outside. Trains the three-pointer.
And every set they're running looks like it's designed to produce a triple.
Interesting approach coming down the stretch. Looking to rack up points in chunks.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Popovich has done a great job of developing Tony Parker's entire game, and you're seeing it right now at the free throw line.
Good on both. And the Raptors call time here. They're trailing by 10. There's 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, LaMarcus Aldridge.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players. Ibaka, the pass to Lowry. Parker with the steal. Leonard attacking, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
They better have some extra goodies on that plane, because after this blowout, they deserve to be rewarded.
And this run may make the score look a little more acceptable, but still a loss.
They could never put it together when it mattered. Just let too many opportunities slip through their fingers.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
Well, this is less about winning the game now and more about making a bold statement.
Aldridge's shot is good.
And the steal then right into the fast break. Great awareness.
Perfect read. Takes a chance, certainly pays off.
Lowry can't get it to go.
Yeah, blown opportunity after the two-man game creates a terrific look.
That's how it's drawn up. That is, everything but the finish.
Yeah, and in terms of accuracy, they are dominating the second half.
I like that they're trying to maximize the value of each possession, and you know their coach likes it.
And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with
all right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it.
skate, but valid in the place to be.